You see what's happening in the UK with all the anti-immigration riots and looting happening particularly because of black folks? It's only going to get worse, ladies and gentlemen. I've said this to you time and again, that start making plans for your permanent stay in Africa, and you thought I was only playing with words and beating on some fear-mongering drums. No, it's for real, ladies and gentlemen. The time for you to buy a piece of land and build your home in some place in Africa is now. Listen, if you don't find your own home country safe, if you don't find it safe, that shouldn't deter you from moving elsewhere in Africa. Because if you can live in a European country, predominantly white folks, then you shouldn't struggle living among African people. Can't you see how easy it is for all these other countries to lay blames on Africans and start some movements to oust us? Because we are the easy target. From Jamaica to South America to the island nations to Europe, get ready, because the worst is about to hit you. Don't ask me why when you already know the answers. How long have you lived there? How often have you been told or described as a second-class citizen? How many times have you been told to go back to where you came from? How long do you want to hear this? Or how many times have you been racially profiled whilst you were driving or taking a walk? Race is the opium of many nations in the world, from Asia to the Middle East and America. They don't really like you like that. I'm being honest with you. They sometimes accept you for the talent you have, and that's it. Meanwhile, there's a whole world out there for you to explore, where the majority of the people looks pretty much like you. I know it's convenient for you as it is now to live there, and the system works better there and all of that. But to me, there's nothing more rewarding than being a part of something special. The building of Africa into a modern developed world is a special experience to me. The challenges, the ups and downs, all put together makes the process worth it. You've traveled enough. It's time for you to know what you can do with the people on this side of the ocean. We need professional movie and music producers who are willing to invest here. There are trillions of African stories to write and produce. We are the only continent that the world hasn't seen much of. We are still a mystery to the world. This is where all the opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, are, because we aren't as developed. Talk about technology, talk about inventions, to farming and production, ladies and gentlemen, to everything you can think of. We got it almost in their raw state still here. Do your research on the continent and move to where it suits you. And consider Ghana in that process, the gateway to Africa. Let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. The rest of Europe is watching the outcome of the riots in the UK on anti-immigration. They are eventually going to take turns to demand the removal of immigrants from their countries after they have built their countries and everything on the resources of Africa. And I honestly don't fault them, because that was the era when the strong dominated without any restrictions or rules. I'm sure if African countries were that strong and powerful, we would have dominated them same way. So I genuinely don't fault them much. But I have a problem with the current generation and their inability to explore and dominate in other parts of the world using the available structures. Move out, try elsewhere. It's all an option if you aren't wanted where you are. African politicians have destroyed this continent. We know that. What are you going to do about it? Maybe that should be your next line of thought. How do you bring the needed systems to this part of the world like you would want it? You cannot be sitting in some other country all the time and be talking about the ills in your home country and be wishing for a change when you damn well know that change comes with some high level or form of aggression. So that's my little piece of advice for you. If you are in any part of Europe and you think it's not going to happen there, you are only hoping in vain. Sooner than later, it will be your turn. So plan now. I'm Cyrus of Toontum Network. Be kind to subscribe and watch other episodes. I'll see you in the next one.